All right, welcome everyone to part 3 of the final practical review series. So in this part we're going to go over upper extremity origins insertions. That's going to be the primary focus, but there will be some questions on right and left bone determinations, articulations, and bones of the hand. So let's jump right in. So first we're going to start with the scapula and humerus. So we have anterior and posterior view. If you've seen the previous videos, you'll know that the ones in red or with the O in parentheses underneath are asking for what muscle originates at that point, whereas the ones in blue or with the I underneath are asking which muscle inserts at that point. And then there are two questions, numbers 18 and 19 on the bottom, asking if it's a left or right scapula and humerus, and an articulation question. So go ahead and pause the video, go through those questions on your own, and then we'll come back together and review them. All right, so hopefully those weren't too bad. Let's jump right in. So number 1, it's going to be the subscapularis. Number 2 is going to be serratus anterior. And before, I should have mentioned this before, this isn't a comprehensive list. Hopefully you've seen that in previous videos. We're going to go over a lot of them, maybe even most of them, but there is still plenty of muscles and origins insertions that you need to know outside of the ones in these videos, so make sure you're studying everything, and I am going to abbreviate most of these to save time and such, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, number 3 is going to be the levator scapulae. Number 4 is going to be the biceps brachii shorthead. So let me zoom in on these real quick. If you need to go back, sorry, the picture's a little bit blurry, but for number 4, it's the end of the coracoid process of the scapula. And for number 5, it's going to be on the supraglenoid tubercle. All right, so hopefully you can see that little red spot there. So if you need to go back and change your answer or anything, go ahead and do that now. Hopefully there aren't other ones that are hard to see, but number 5 is asking for 2 muscles that originate at that point. It's going to be the biceps brachii long head and the coracobrachialis. All right. Number 6 is going to be the triceps brachii long head. And moving down to 7, it's going to be the deltoids, all of them. So that's going to be the anterior part, middle, and posterior. Number 8 is going to be the brachialis. Hopefully I spelled that right. And 9 is going to be the brachioradialis. All right, over to the posterior view. So number 10 is looking for, so 10A and 10B. A is going to be the middle delt. So middle deltoid, and B is going to be the posterior deltoid. $11 is going to be supraspinatus. $12 is going to be infraspinatus. 13 is teres minor. 14 is going to be teres major. 15 is going to be rhomboideus minor. And 16 is rhomboideus major. Oh, I numbered these poorly, so this should be 17 and 18. Yes. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't mess up some of the others. All right. So is this a right or a left scapula and humerus? Well, I like to look at the posterior view. I kind of imagine picking up this view and kind of laying it on my back, and that way the humerus is lateral, and that's how you know that it's going to be a right humerus and scapula. And for 18, which bone of the upper extremity connects the whole upper extremity to the trunk? That's going to be the clavicle, not shown here. All right, let's move on. Okay, so this is going to be the ulna and radius. So on the left side, it's the anterior view, and right side is the posterior view, but hopefully you know that already. So go ahead and pause the video, go through these questions, and we'll come back and review them. All right, so number 19, let's jump right in. That's going to be the insertion for the brachialis. All right, and number 20 is looking for two parts, so it's going to be biceps, brachii, long head, and short head. So they come together and insert at the same point. 21, zoom in a little, sorry about the bottom. So if you couldn't see that before, go ahead and take a minute to do that now. But 21 is going to be the brachioradialis. And then we have 22, be 3 parts of one muscle inserting at that point. It's going to be the triceps brachii. So long head, lateral head, and medial head. All right, so is this a right or a left forearm, basically? Well, I did tell you already, anterior and posterior, and we know that this point up here is going to be posterior because that's our elbow, so we know that this is a right forearm. And for number 24, what bones of the hand do the radius articulate with? That is going to be the scaphoid and lunate. All right, let's move on to the next view. All right, so lastly, we're going to have the bones of the hand. So I kind of put little notes here. Numbers 34 through, that should be more than 30, 26. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so identify bones for 26 through 33. So just the name of the bone. For number 34 through 35, it's asking for the features of the specific bones for those. Okay, sorry. I got confused with my numbers there. All right, so, and then 25 asking right or left, so you can start there. Go ahead and work your way through these questions. And another note, I labeled the same numbers on both posterior and anterior views, so you can see 26 shown on both, etc. The only one that you cannot see in both views is going to be number 29. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and we'll come back together and go over them. All right, so let's go through these. It's already messily written on here, but I'll go through them, saying them aloud so you know what is what. So number 25, hopefully you figured out this is the right hand. Number 26 is going to be the scaphoid. 27 is going to be the lunate. 28 is the triquetral. 29, only on the anterior view, is going to be the pisiform. 30 is the trapezium. 31 is the trapezoid. 32 is the capitate. And 33 is the hamate. 34 is looking for a feature. That's going to be the head of the first metacarpal. And 35 is also looking for a feature. It's going to be the middle phalanx of the second phalange. All right, so that covers everything in this video. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. As I said before, it is not a comprehensive list. We do go over most of it, but there's still plenty of material that you need to know for the practical, so keep that in mind. Make sure you're studying from multiple resources, and you'll do just fine. So see you in the next video if you're going to join us on upper extremity muscle actions, IDs, and nerves. But good luck on the